Just remember this, my gorgeous Cancer. Just remember this, because it's going to be quite important indeed. It is time, it is time, it is time to shine your light, because your internal guidance is about to come through loud and clear like never ever before. Just remember this. There is a beginning within every ending, okay? There are very important illusions which are going to be revealed and released right at the beginning of this week. The moment in time you become aware of like something a little bit negative which is going to happen, and it is going to surprise you, it is going to throw you out of balance to start with, but then very soon after that moment in time, you're actually going to be really pleased, really happy that this happened to you. So something negative and maybe a little bit dark is going to happen, and it's going to throw you out of balance to start with, but this is important because it's going to start the process of reconnection, and now you're going to reconnect with yourself like never before. And although at that moment in time when you find out what this is, it's not going to seem that way immediately, but already later on within that day you're going to realize something. This is actually going to be beneficial for you. You know, in every good there is a little bit of bad, in every bad there is a little bit of good. You're going to realize there is a lot of good in this that actually happen, because you will realize that, you know, these negative things that had come to an end, you know, karmically, this particular thing that has come to an end right now, which became obvious, which is going to become obvious to you indeed, because it is going to shake you up a little bit, but this particular thing has come to an end in your life a long time ago. Karmically, this has already come to an end, and this is why you're going to need just a little bit of an extra time to realize that this is actually going to work in your favor. So very soon after that moment in time, you're gonna start realizing something you didn't realize before. You're gonna see this in a completely different light. You're gonna see this from a completely different angle, and this in itself, it's gonna you're gonna realize, oh my God, you know, later on I would need to do later on, like really soon, I would need to do something to end this anyway. So this is gonna work in your favor, and you will see already within the next like about 2 or 3 weeks there is going to be a very specific message, very unusual and bizarre message which you're going to get about that particular situation, and you will realize if that particular situation didn't come to an end and you were still part of it, you would be probably a little bit lost now, because what you're going to hear, it's actually going to happen. So you are at the same time coming out of something that could potentially turn out to be really negative, and it would go on a level that could have become like kind of irreversible in your life. So this is why you need to understand this is a God's gift. It's like a blessing. So you are, as soon as you become aware of this like kind of negative situation, my gorgeous Cancerini, you're actually going to start seeing this in a completely different angle very shortly after. And this in itself, it's so important, because you will realize that, you know, you would have needed to do something about it anyway. So this is going to happen to you organically, because you're going to start seeing this in a completely different light. You are gonna, you know, get a very interesting message also, which is going to remind you of some kind of a project or something that you wanted to start and something that you wanted to begin for a while, something that you're so passionate about. You're going to be reminded, and now you're going to realize, oh my God, I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to be able to do this particular thing I was like so passionate about, but I couldn't do anything about it because I thought that the other thing was taking priority, but now everything is changing. So this is going to be a beautiful moment. Do not ignore what this is. It's to do with you starting something, some kind of a project. You know, it's to do with you starting some kind of a project, but this was already on your mind, and this is something that you're so passionate about, and this is something that you're so great about. This is to do with something that comes to you so naturally, and this is to do with you something like when you do this and when you're thinking about this, already your energy is rising, you know, let alone once you plunge into it. You become so creative, and this is the sign of your internal guidance coming out loud and clear, that this is something that you must not ignore. It's the part of who you are, it's the part of your destiny, it's the part of your spirit, it's the part of your karma, my gorgeous Cancerini. And also that particular project, please do not ignore this project. Please, this is so important. That particular project, it's already going to change your life tremendously in exactly 10 months time. And I know you're going to tell me, oh God, I have to wait 10 months. No, baby, no. Because in between now and the 10 months, in this stage and the period in between your life, it's going to become so interesting, because this is bringing a brand new energy, very, very fresh energy into your life. And from this moment onwards, my gorgeous Cancerini, you can only go up. You've been waiting for this for a long time, and each moment in time you think about it, each moment in time you could reconnect with yourself even further. So you cannot go wrong with this whatsoever, because it's bringing a very powerful manifestation into your life when it comes to an ultimate change. In 10 months time, you will be able to buy something huge for yourself. You will be able to get something huge for yourself. So which means that not only when it comes to your personal life, this is going to affect in the best possible way, but when it comes to like finances, you know, there is something which is going to jump up like a big mama here. And I like it so much, because I know that this is going to bring a great achievement into your life. You know that project that you wanted to start, something that you've been passionate about for a long time, but you were just finding this so challenging every single time when you were thinking about it. Maybe you didn't even realize, maybe it was also happening subconsciously. It's possible, but only now there is so much which is going to come out to the surface, my gorgeous Cancerini. So it's to do with something that you were so finding so challenging, and you couldn't make the necessary decisions. So now the balance is absolutely right, and you are gonna make a really important decision here, a really important decision indeed, and you're gonna feel so proud of yourself. And there is someone really specific who you are going to inspire. There is somebody really, really specific here who is going to notice you, who is going to enter your life when it comes to the beginning of this very, very special progress. Someone, because this is the beginning of a very special stage of your life, you know, my gorgeous Cancerini. So you're really going to inspire somebody really, really special, really specific here indeed, and you are going to like it. When you find out who did you inspire, you know, you're not going to believe it, but all this is going to contribute towards you having even more confidence and more power to take this on, and most importantly to understand the importance of this and what an impact on your life this is actually going to make. This is going to transform your life, my gorgeous Cancerini, like never ever before. This is such an important phase and cycle in your life, okay? By the time you get to the mid part of this week, oh my goodness, oh my God, it's about divine intervention which is about to occur. Just remember, divine intervention, it's about to occur the moment in time you have this beautiful, gorgeous, really wonderful and positive and optimistic experience. There is going to be really beautiful experience which you are going to have at around the midweek. It's really going to come as a surprise, because it's going to be completely unplanned. And this particular experience, you need to understand, as soon as you have this experience, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel really good, and you need to know that you are being guided. You need to know that you are being guided, and happiness is your purpose. When it comes to that beautiful and positive experience which you are going to have, there is an idea. It's bringing you an important idea, and shall I say realization, how to do with something very, very difficult, something very personal, and something that emotionally has been affecting you for a while now as well, especially the last couple of months. How to deal with some kind of emotional problem that you find really difficult. And now this is going to bring such a beautiful faith into your life, and it's also at the same time going to help you to primarily to stay calm calm about something that you were so like nervous about. And you know, this is going to play an important role when it comes to you, you know, like kind of seeing the light, you know, seeing the light. And also when it comes to you moving back to wholeness, my gorgeous Cancerini, this is gonna play an important role when it comes to your inner strengths, and it's gonna play an important role when it comes to you recognizing, you know, that you have the power. You have the power. Just remember, it's to do with a certain problem that has been emotionally affecting you for a while, for the last couple of months, quite a lot. And now that's important to understand, because it's also something that subconsciously has been affecting you and preventing you to come out of your comfort zone at the time when you should come out of your comfort zone. And it happens when something is like kind of resolved in the past, or we didn't kind of learn a certain lesson. I know it sounds horrible, learn certain lesson, but here we are. This is exactly what it is. There is something that you're going to learn about yourself and about your life in general here. And that in itself is going to play an important role when you find yourself on a little crossroads, right at the end of the month of December, and you're going to remember this, and this is going to be playing an important role when it comes to exactly what you're going to decide to do. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, there is also going to be very unusual and quick and vivid dream which you are going to have. This vivid dream, it's not going to make sense to start with whatsoever. This vivid dream, it's not going to make sense to you to start with whatsoever. But then again, like, it's not only about the end of this week, but you know what I mean, like within the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to find yourself at a very unusual stage of your life. And when you find yourself at a very unusual stage of your life, I'm saying this because you're going to realize something new about yourself, and you're going to realize at the same time how much you want to try something new. But and this is going to be an unusual part of your life, because for the first time in your life you're going to feel connection towards something you never felt connection to before. And I'm saying this only because you need to remember that at around that time, you will remember this dream, and this is when this dream is going to start making sense. One specific thing you're going to be reminded of, something unfinished. And that dream, even if you don't realize by now, that dream is going to be repeated 2 or 3 times. You're going to have a dream which is going to be really quick, really fast, extremely vivid. And you're going to realize that every time you have this dream, even if you don't realize after the first dream, maybe second time, maybe third time, you're going to realize that you've been pointed towards something, some kind of unfinished business, something you need to finish something. It's important. It's really important. Okay? And also, when it comes to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, something very kind of unusual is going to happen, but it's going to be really, really good. Something really unusual is going to happen, by this time it's going to be really good. But the first time was actually quite good because it was needed. But now at the end of this week, something very unusual is going to happen, completely unexpected. You need to understand that this is the part of your psychic insight. Your intuition is going to be very strong, and your third eye is going to be open. You need to understand that you are going to find out something, some kind of a truth here. Something is going to be revealed to you. You will see truth for what it is, my gorgeous Cancerini. You have to follow your intuition. You're going to find out something. You're going to realize something. You're going to become aware of something. It's going to be like, oh my God. And this is to do with an important truth. But you need to understand at the same time, your third eye, it's going to be open. You will see this from a completely different angle. So that's why you have to follow your intuition, because that in itself is a really kind of, what are you going to find out? You know, it's going to give you this great sense of an importance of speeding something up, you know, an importance of hurrying up with some kind of manifestation here, you know. And when I said some kind of manifestation here, this in itself, it's really going to remind you of this idea which you've had as well, my gorgeous Cancerini. This is going to remind you of this idea, but it's more now about your life. It's more about your place where you live. It's more about you kind of being reminded of the big change you wanted to make, you wanted to start, or you wanted to create within your immediate environment. Maybe you wanted to move on somewhere completely. Maybe you wanted to change something completely within your immediate environment, but you are going to feel this great pull and this great push to hurry up with that particular plan. And you should do this, because this is something which is going to which is kind of part of your sacred vision, which means that this is also like kind of going to be the time where you are really going to need to understand that this is necessary for you to like have a complete happiness in your life. It's to do with like your immediate environment, but you also needing to understand what a powerful impact our immediate environment, you know, creates in our lives. And if we are unhappy for whichever reason where we spend the most of our time, then most certainly we are due to kind of do some kind of change in order to get the new energy going indeed. And also, my gorgeous Cancerini, when it comes to the last part of this week, it's like, listen, this is very careful. This is very important, you know, because you are gonna feel very angry about somebody. I know, it's so corny, isn't it? Corny. Yeah, you're gonna feel so angry about something, my gorgeous Cancerini, somebody at around the end of the week. And this is telling me that you need to let something go. Something it's going to remind you of this specific person in your life, and then you're going to realize that you are still angry about somebody, and you have to understand that this is the part of your sacred guidance. Again, there is a specific reason why this is happening. One cycle is slowly coming to an end in your life, another cycle is about to begin, okay? And the part of that new cycle, or the part of an old cycle, the last thing when it comes to an old cycle is you, as soon as you become aware of this person, as soon as you're kind of reminded of this person who you're so angry about, you know, somebody who has done something to you in your past, you need to understand this. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but you need to choose to forgive in order to heal, okay? This is what you need to remember. Remember that love has no boundaries whatsoever, and this is something which is going to set you free. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.